For lesson 4, we'll discuss the different types and classifications of travelers. So first classification are the explorers. So these are the travelers like to go on their own or in a small group. So they do not follow tour packages or stay in a fancy hotels. So instead, they prefer simple accommodations and like to experience local life as it is. So they often visit places that are not crowded with tourists and enjoy learning about new cultures in an authentic way. So explorers is always matter also as well as a type of a tourist because they do not demand big hotels. They don't demand mga high-end tourist attractions or mga special services. They do not disturb local communities as well. So they usually eat at small local restaurants. They stay in the guest houses. They use public transport. No, they usually helping small businesses to grow. So their way of traveling keeps tourism natural and respectful. So how do explorers help local communities? So by the means that explorers support local businesses by spending their money on a small shop or mga family-run hotels, for example, no, and local guides. So these help local people to earn a living. So unlike mass tourism where big companies take most of the profit, explorers make sure the money stays within the community. But for there's always no a possible problems with exploration. So even though ang mga explorers have a smaller impact, they can still cause problems. So if too many explorers visit a small village or mga nature areas, it may become overcrowded or damaged. So sometimes locals may feel pressured to change their way of life just to please the visitors. So that's why it's very important for explorers to be respectful and travel responsibly. So they also influence tourism, no? So a lot of explorers discover hidden places and share them with others, no, through travel vlogs or blogs, no, on social media. So these places may become more popular and attracting bigger crowds and changing the original charm of the location. So mga explorers class are very important, no, in tourism because they bring money to the local communities while keeping travel more sustainable and respectful. However, they must always be mindful lang, no, of their impact to ensure they do not harm the places that they visit. So they must be responsible travelers because it can really help also to keep the destinations beautiful and welcoming for both locals and future visitors. Other classification is the elite travelers. So who are they? No, who are the elite travelers? So they are the people who have a lot of money, okay, to spend on a unique and special travel experiences. So they are similar to explorers because there are not many of them and they do not travel in large groups. However, unlike explorers, they prefer a certain level of comfort, no, such as staying in a high-end hotels, eating in a fine dining restaurants, no, and using a private transportation. So elite travelers look for exclusive and luxurious experiences. So they might stay in five-star resort, for example, or mga hotels, or mga private nga villas, or even rent an entire island. So they may also take private tours, dine in at the top-rated restaurants, or travel by private jet, for example, and mga yacht. So their trip often focus on relaxation and privacy, no, and also a high-quality service rather than adventure or budget-friendly options. So since there are only a few elite travelers compared to mass tourists, they do not cause major disruptions in local communities. So they do not overcrowded places like mga budget travelers might, and they usually respect the culture and environment. However, because they expect a certain level of comfort, their demand for luxury hotels, mga fine dining, mga exclusive services can really influence how tourism develops in certain areas. So, by the question, how do elite travelers help the local economy? So, the elite travelers class, they spend a lot of money which can benefit local businesses. So, like mga luxury hotels, mga high-end restaurants, and private tour operators can also thrive because of their spending. So, their money helps create jobs, no, for local people, no, such as mga chef, mga hotel staff, mga tour guides, and drivers. However, sometimes big international companies own luxury hotels and resorts, which means not all the money stays in the local economy. So the possible problems with elite travel is that actually do not cause overcrowding, but they can change the nature of destination. So when luxury tourism grows, prices in the area may rise. Okay, so making it harder for local people also to afford everyday goods and services, and additionally, the construction of the luxury resorts and private villas can sometimes harm the environment, especially in fragile ecosystem like beaches or mga mountains. But the elite travelers influence travel trend, no? Because elite travelers seek unique and mga high-end experiences, their preferences also can shape tourism trend. No? If elite travelers start visiting a certain destination, so it can become known as an exclusive or what call this one, luxury spot, no, attracting more high-paying tourists. So this can lead to the development of more luxury hotels, restaurants, and services in that area. So elite travelers, they really bring a lot of money into tourism, no, and support high-end businesses. They also create jobs for locals. However, their demand for luxury can sometimes change a destination, no, making it more expensive or what do you call this one, leading to environmental concerns, no? So responsible luxury travel where travelers respect local culture and sustainability. So it's very important to still ensure that the tourism remains beneficial for everyone. Another classification of a tourist or a traveler, we call it the offbeat travelers. These are the people who like to travel differently from most tourists, and they do not go to famous tourist spots or mga crowded places or follow typical sightseeing routes. So instead, they explore lesser known places where there are fewer tourists. So they usually travel alone or in a small groups, that making their trip more personal and unique. So these type of travelers, they prefer quiet and hidden locations over the popular attractions. So they might stay in a small guest house or mga homestay, or even pwede na sila mag-camp, no? Camp outdoor instead of booking big hotels. So they eat at local food stall or and also they use public transportation, and they try to live like the local people. So their trip are often about experiencing culture, experiencing nature, and local traditions rather than taking photos at famous landmarks. Okay, so because they travel in a small numbers, no, and avoid crowded areas, these type of travelers class, they do not put much pressure on local communities. So they respect local lifestyle and do not expect special treatment or a fancy accommodation. So instead of demanding tourist-friendly services, they blend, no, in and use what is already available. So this makes them easy for the local people to accept. So also, offbeat travelers spend money on a small, locally owned businesses rather than big international companies. They stay in a family-run lodgings, eat at local restaurants, and hire local guides. And this really helps the local communities earn money directly from tourism, so making offbeat travel a good way to support small businesses. But still, the same with other classification of a traveler or tourist, it can also, or there's a possibility of challenges, no, for this type of traveler. So although the offbeat travelers are respectful and have a small impact, there can still be challenges. So if too many travelers start visiting a hidden location, it may lose its peaceful nature and become a new tourist spot. So also some of the remote areas might not have the infrastructures to handle visitors and leading to environmental or mga cultural changes. Okay, another information of offbeat travelers. So they also influence travel trend, no? Because since they explore new places, these type of travelers often discover hidden gems before they become famous. So when they share their experiences through vlogs, through social media, or mga word of mouth, more travelers might start visiting these places. So once a known destination can become more popular, it leads to tourism growth in that area. No, so the offbeat travelers play also an important role, no, in keeping the tourism diverse and sustainable. So they respect local cultures, support small businesses, no, and explore new places without overwhelming them. However, they should always be mindful, no, of their impact, ensuring that the place they visit remain authentic and also undisturbed for future generation. Next classification is the unusual tourist. So these are the travelers who look for a unique and different experiences. Now, because of the word unusual, so they do not just want to visit regular tourist spots. Instead, they they're looking for an adventure, mga unusual activities, or mga primitive, no, like from the basic and simple experiences. However, they still expect some level of comfort and amenities while traveling. So they may choose experiences that are different from normal sightseeing, and then they might go on extreme adventure like deep sea diving, for example, or mga mountain climbing or exploring caves. So some may prefer staying in a remote villages or mga tree houses, or sa pa na siya mga experiences, no, that is a simple and a natural lifestyle. So others might enjoy themed or fantasy based travel, like staying in an ice hotel, for example, no, or visiting an abandoned places. Okay, so even though they look for a unique experiences, they still want good food, no, comfortable sleeping arrangement, and access to modern conveniences like clean bathrooms, internet, and or mga guided services. So this type of tourists, they can have both positive and negative effects on local communities. So on the positive side, they bring money into areas that are not traditional tourist destination. So this help local businesses grow and create job for the guides, accommodation providers, and other service workers. However, their presence can also cause challenges. For example, if too many tourists visit a remote or fragile place, it may disturb the environment or local traditions, no? So also building the extra amenities, so the amenities that they want, so such as mga modern bathrooms or mga luxury lodges, no, that also may change the natural or cultural setting of a place. So since they are what do you call this one, willing to spend money, no, for the special experiences, these type of tourists can contribute to a local businesses. So they pay for adventure tours, hire local guides, or rent a unique accommodations, and buy handmade products from artisans. So this kind of tourism can help communities develop without needing mass tourism. So the same with others again, they unusual tourists may have the possible problems, no, that can also occur. Okay, so this is very an exciting type of tourist, but it can also create problems. So some destinations may not be prepared for tourists and may struggle for to provide no, enough food, enough water, or proper waste disposal. So if the adventure activities are not well managed, they can harm nature, like damaging the coral reefs or disturbing the wildlife. And also, some unusual tourists may want extreme experiences that could put them or the local community at risk. So the question that, do unusual tourists influence travel trends? So the answer is yes. So they often set a new travel trend because they seek different and creative experiences. So when they share their trip online, more people become interested in trying the same activity. So this can make a unique travel experience more popular over time. So these type of tourists bring excitement and creativity to the industry. So they help local economies by spending money on special activities and services. However, they should be responsible travelers, so making sure their search for adventure does not harm the environment or disrupt local culture. So when done thoughtfully, unusual tourism can be a great way to explore the world in a fresh and meaningful way. Another is the incipient mass tourists. So these are the travelers who go on trip for business or vacation. So they usually travel alone or in a small groups rather than in a large tour group. So unlike the explorers or the offbeat travelers, they prefer modern comforts and expect familiar services like mga hotels with, for example, mga Western style amenities, no, mga good restaurants and easy transportation. So these tourists often visit popular destinations but do not travel in a large crowd, and they might stay in a well-known hotel. So eat at international restaurants and prefer organized services like guided tours to a private transportation. So while they may be open to new experiences, they still like a certain level of convenience, safety, and comfort. So kana mga business travelers in this group may visit different countries for work, attending meetings or conference while staying in a high quality hotel. So vacation travelers, on the other hand, may go on a holiday trip to relax and explore new places, but they still want access to modern facilities like must have a Wi-Fi, no, mga clean accommodations and familiar food options. So these type of tourists also help local businesses grow because they often stay in hotels, dine at restaurants, no, and use local transport services. So since they travel in a small numbers, they do not cause overcrowding like large tourist groups. No, but however, their preferences for modern comforts can lead also to more developments, no, like as the building of big hotels, shopping centers, no, which may change the natural and cultural feel of place. So, since they often spend money on hotels, restaurants, and entertainment, incipient mass tourist class really contribute to the local economy because they create demand for services like hospitality, food, and transportation that leads to a job opportunities for the locals. So business travelers in particular may also contribute by investing in local companies or bringing in international business connections. So it really helped, no, the economy. And then since they prefer comfort and convenience, so their needs influence tourism trends. So hotel, resorts, and restaurants adjust their services to attract these type of travelers. So the destination also that cater to incipient mass tourists often develop more modern infrastructures like better roads, shopping centers, and entertainment facilities. So incipient mass tourists are a very important part as well in our industry, as They bring economic benefits by supporting hotels, supporting tourism and hospitality businesses. However, their preference for Western style comfort can also lead to changes in local culture and environment. So again, it's very important that practice responsible tourism practices that can help maintain a balance, ensuring that both tourists and local communities benefit from travel. Next is mass tourist. These are the large group of travelers that usually from the middle class who visit well-known and popular tourist destinations. So these are the travelers who go to famous landmarks, stay in big hotels, and take guided tours. So they do not travel alone or in a small groups like explorer or offbeat travelers. So instead, they often travel in a large numbers, making them the most common type of tourist. Okay, and then mass tourists also have a big impact on local communities class because they come in a large numbers. They bring a lot of money to hotels, no, or basta to tourism and hospitality nga mga businesses. So it really helps the local economy grow and creates many jobs for people working in tourism. However, ang mass tourism can also cause problems, no. Too many tourists in one place can again lead to overcrowding, pollution, and environmental damage. So, ang local businesses may focus too much on serving the tourist, which can change the culture and lifestyle of a place. So, in some cases, residents may find it hard to afford housing or daily goods because prices go up when too many tourists visit. So, how does the mass tourist help the economy? So, it really contribute a lot actually, no? So, since they travel in a large number, they spend money on hotels and resort, restaurant, mga cafes, for example, no? Tour guides, transportation, mga shopping centers or shopping for souvenirs, entrance fees for museums, parks, no, and attractions. So, because of this, mass tourism helps local businesses grow and provide job opportunities for many people, now from hotel workers to street vendors. Okay, so while the mass tourism is good for the economy, it also brings challenges like mga overcrowding, environmental damage, no, mga cultural changes or price increase. Okay, and also it really influenced travel trend because it shaped the travel industry because businesses, no, and government invest in building large hotels and other mga businesses intended for the visitors. So tour companies and airlines also offer more deals and discounts to make travel easier and more affordable. So the mass tourist is the major part of the travel industry. It the same, no, create jobs, boost the economy, and make travel more affordable for many people. However, it also has a downside such as overcrowding, environmental harm, and cultural shifts. So to make tourism sustainable, travelers and businesses should take steps to reduce negative impacts like respecting the local culture, avoiding waste, and exploring beyond the busiest tourist areas. Next are the charter tourists. So these are the people who travel in a large group using a pre-arranged travel packages. So they book their trip through travel agencies which organize everything for them, including flights, hotels, meals, and sightseeing tours. So these travelers often go on vacation for relaxation and entertainment, no, rather than cultural exploration or adventure. So these type of tourists are similar to mass tourists, but they travel in even more organized group, usually unchartered, or meaning privately booked, okay, or mga privately booked flight, buses, or a cruise ship. So since they come in a large number, they require standardized services that can handle many people at once. Okay, so also it also affect the local communities because there's a big impact, no, that bring a large amount of business to a destination since They travel in a big group. They create jobs for hotel workers, mga tour guides, bus drivers. Okay, so their presence helps tourism businesses grow and also keeps many local people employed. Okay, and however, but they often stay in a big hotels and eat at tourist-friendly restaurants. Not all of their money goes directly to the local businesses. In some cases, international companies own the hotels and tour companies. So meaning, much of the profit leaves the country instead of helping the local economy. Okay, so it also influenced travel trend. No, it um because they prefer safe and easy and organized travel. So companies create more all-inclusive packages, mga large hotels, no, and organized tours to meet their needs. So some of the destination like mga beach resort, they are designed, no. Some of the countries like for example Mexico or Thailand are well, this one, they are designed mainly for charter tourists. So with the large hotels, they have these restaurants, no, and attractions built just for them. So to handle large numbers of visitors, many places build airports, roads, and tourist facilities which can help improve the overall infrastructure of the country. However, if too many charter tourists visit a place, it can lead to over-tourism that making the destination feel overcrowded and less enjoyable. Okay, so for these type of tourists or groups make the travel easy and stress-free, especially for those who do not want to plan, no, their trip. So they bring money and jobs to tourist destination, but their presence can also lead to overcrowding and less personal interaction with local culture. So to make charter tourism more sustainable, so dapat destinations should find ways to balance large-scale tourism with cultural preservation and environmental protection. Okay, so we also have different classification for a group type of travelers. So first we have the student groups. So they are as well a tourist that we call it as a young travelers who visit different places as part of their school or university programs. So this trip are usually planned by teachers or educational institutions to help students learn outside the classroom, and instead of traveling alone or with family, they go in a large group with classmates, no, and teachers and tour coordinators and tour guide. Okay, so student group often visit places that relate to their studies. So these destinations may be mga historic sites, museums, no, that the usual nature reserves or national parks, or mga scientific or industrial sites. Okay, so these groups class are usually travel on buses or planes together and stay in affordable accommodations like mga hostels or mga dormitory types or mga budget hotels, no? So their trip are well organized, no, with teachers or guides that leading activities. So the schedule often include guided tours, mga educational workshop, and mga cultural experiences. So unlike sa mga leisure travelers, student tourists focus more on learning rather than just sightseeing. However, they may still enjoy fun activities like visiting amusement park or mga shopping areas. Okay. Student group tourists really influence also travel trend because this type of tourist is focused on education, that many destinations develop programs especially for them, like museums, no, mga science centers, historical sites that create student-friendly exhibit that interact also activities and educational discounts to attract more schools. So in some cases, governments and schools work together to promote educational tourism, encouraging students to visit important cultural and scientific sites as part of their studies. So this is as well a very important in our industry that helps young people to learn and fun and engaging way while supporting local business and preserving historical sites and culture sites. Next group is business travelers. So these are the people who travel to different places for work-related reasons. No, unlike regular tourists, they do not travel for fun or relaxation. Instead, they visit a location to attend meetings, to attend conferences, no, mga training sessions, or to handle business deals. So their trip are usually short and they focus more on work than sightseeing. So there are many reasons why business travelers visit different places. Mga meetings and negotiation, okay, sales and marketing, for example, or mga research and development. Okay, so business travelers play a major role in tourism industry still. No, they are part of the trend right now that also come up with the leisure type of travelers, like business and leisure. So they bring economic benefits by spending money on hotels, transport, and restaurant. So these their trip also help companies grow and create new job opportunities while their travel is mostly focused on work. It also shaped the tourism industry by increasing demand for efficient and comfortable travel services. Next type of travelers or group travelers are the incentive travelers. So these are the business employees who receive free trip from their companies as a reward for their hard work and achievement. So these trips are not work related, unlike business travel. So instead, they are a way for the companies to thank employees and encourage them to perform even better in the future. Okay, so it also helped the local communities, no, because they bring a lot of money to the tourism industry because companies often spend more on this trip than regular tourists do. So they help local business like luxury hotels and resorts, mga restaurants and fine dining establishments, as well the tour companies offering adventure and sightseeing experiences and the shopping centers. No, since this trip focus on a high-end experiences, they benefit premium tourism services and help create jobs in luxury travel and hospitality. Okay, so incentive travelers are business employees who receive all expense paid trip as a reward for their hard work. So this trip boosts employees' motivation, strengthen companies' loyalty, and also support the tourism industry, especially mga luxury travel. So while incentive travel brings many benefits, it also requires careful planning to ensure it remains sustainable and fair for local communities. Another group is the family travelers. These are the people who go on trip with their family members, including parents, children, grandparents, and sometimes extended family like aunts, uncles, or cousins. And like solo travelers or business travelers, family tourists must consider the needs of different age group while planning their trip. Okay, so family travel for many reasons like vacation and relaxation, or bonding and celebration, education and learning, adventure and fun, or visiting relatives. So families choose destination that have something for everyone. Popularly, family travel destinations that includes amusement parks, beaches and resorts, mga national parks and zoo, museum and cultural sites, or cruises. Okay, so family travelers, they bring a unique challenge to tourism because they have to balance the needs of different age groups. So they look for a destination that offer fun, relaxation, and learning experiences for everyone. Okay, so while planning a family trip can be complex, it's also create memories and strengthen family bonds. But because of this, the tourism industry continues to adapt and offer more family-friendly services that making the travel easier and more enjoyable for all. So aside from family group, there's also an elderly group type of tourists. So these are the senior citizen, no, usually age 60 and above, who travel for leisure, relaxation, or to explore new places. So many of them are retired and have more free time to travel. So some travel alone while others prefer group tours with people of similar age. So these are many reasons why there are many reasons why older adults choose to travel. So for relaxation and leisure, health and wellness, okay, and exploring and sightseeing. They also wanted to revisit old memories, socializing and group travel, spending also the time with the family. Okay, so elderly tourists are also very important part of the travel industry while they require more comfort, more accessibility, no, and kana mga well-planned activities or well-planned schedules. So they also bring business to hotels and other tourism and hospitality businesses. So as the world population ages, more tourism businesses are adapting to meet the needs of senior travelers and ensuring that they can explore the world comfortably and safely. Another group is the affinity group. These are the people who travel together because they share a common interest, a common hobby, or goal. So this group usually know each other before the trip or are brought together by a shared passion. So people in affinity group travel for many reasons like shared interest, learning and experiences, socializing and networking, and convenience and safety. So the affinity groups come in many forms, like for example, mga religious groups or school or alumni groups, for example, what else? Sports and adventure groups, mga cultural and art groups, or business or mga professional type of group, and then charity, and volunteer groups and others. So many to mention. Okay, so this type of tourist or this type of group brings together people with shared interests, making their travel experience more enjoyable and meaningful. So whether for religion o mga different katong akong gihatag as example, it's like a memories. Well, it gives memories, no, while supporting tourism businesses that cater to their passion. So as tourism industry continue to evolve, daghan na yung mga companies nga nag-offer og mga niche tours, no, or mga specialized group tours to meet the unique needs of the affinity travelers. Okay, so overall, being a tour guide class, we must understand the different types of travelers, no, to provide the best experiences. So each travelers, we have always remember that each travelers has a unique expectations. Some of them may want adventure while others prefer comfort and structure. So tour guides should adapt their pace, engagement, and also storytelling based on the group. So whether it's solo explorers, mga business professionals baron, no, or families or a large tour group. So they must also manage cultural interactions, group sizes, and specific needs like the accessibility for elderly travelers or engaging activities for children. So a great tour guide is adaptable, knowledgeable, no, and professional, that ensuring every traveler enjoys a memorable and satisfying journey.